Linley Gregg and Joan Reid. So Linley grew up in the bush in Zimbabwe, where it was fairly common to find a black mamba slithering in through the back door or a vervet monkey sitting on top of a pile of laundry. Being a volunteer of 12 years with Sydney Wildlife Rescue has allowed Linley to rescue and rehabilitate some amazing Australian creatures such as death adders, eagles, echidnas, kangaroos, and a variety of other gorgeous animals. Together with Joan Reid and a team of other volunteers, Linley helped to establish a mobile care unit that is run as a wildlife-only veterinary clinic, staffed by volunteer vets. It is also deployed to areas affected by natural disasters such as bushfires, flood, and heat stress events. The mobile care unit spent 3 months in various firegrounds during the 2020 Black Summer bushfires, treating fire-affected wildlife. As Linley is trained to tranquilise injured animals, she formed part of the search and rescue teams on the south coast, in the Blue Mountains, and in the snowy Monaro region. Linley was awarded an Order of Australia Medal, OAM, last year for services to wildlife and conservation. Linley has also won a couple of interesting awards, one from the police department for assisting them with snake identification and reptile wrangling, one from the Council on Australia Day for helping local communities to resolve critter casualties, and one from Minister Rob Stokes titled Pittwater Woman of the Year. Joan Reid, Joan does not have time for any more crazy ideas. Leaving school in 1974, she has worked with animals ever since, finally getting her dream job at Taronga Zoo in the early 1980s, where she worked for 25 years. After leaving Taronga for family reasons and working part-time in a wonderful vet clinic, Joan missed the wildlife aspect of her life and joined Sydney Wildlife Rescue in 2007. Joan could not get looking after wildlife out of her system and continued to hand raise and look after numerous species. Not happy with macropods being raised to release in a small backyard, she decided to build a Sydney Wildlife Rescue rehabilitation facility at the old Waratah Park site, where there was much more space. Thanks to the MLALC, who allowed this to happen on their land, there is now a great facility for pre-release wildlife where many species build up muscle strength and dehumanize. The next crazy endeavour was to co-create a free vet service for wildlife and their carers, the Mobile Care Unit for Sick and Injured Wildlife, the focus of her conference presentation. Joan was awarded an Order of Australia Medal, OAM, for service to conservation and the environment in January 2022. Welcome here. So that's just slides in there, that's amazing.
So I think it's important to point out at this particular juncture that this is the first snake slide that you've probably seen all day. So if anyone else has snake slides they'd like to show, please do. Okay. Is it not on? Okay. Snakes, lots of them. So as you can see, I'm a personal friend with, Attenborough. No kidding. So I think I'm going to have to put glasses on because I am getting ancient. So good afternoon, and thank you to the team for allowing us to pretty much hijack the end of John and Jacqui's talk. Joan and I would like to preface our presentation with a blanket apology because we are neither slick nor sophisticated when it comes to tech stuff. And you'll not see any professional videography here, pretty much two amateurs with a selfie stick, which in my day sounded ruder than that, but anyway.
But we are better carers than we are presenters, we hope.
So we'll get right into it with a quick intro video to our mobile care unit. So hopefully I can do that. Do you guys know how to press play?
and we're the co-founders of the Mobile Care Unit, which is this.
Okay, so now that you've seen the intro video to what the dream became, when the dream became a reality, we'll get into how it all came about. So the question we get asked the most is, how the heck did you raise $200,000 without the help of government funding or without any grant money? Well, I'm going to try and play the next video. So that's the concept of what we wanted, and we've got to play that video if we can. Sorry. Apparently I don't know how to press play. So basically, no, we've got it going. We had 3 major fundraisers. One was a high tea in Bayview. We did a big black tie gala ball, and we did an art exhibition and auction. And on our 3rd fundraiser, we raised the full amount. And that, I think there was a photo of jubilation there, which I missed. We went shopping for an RV and bought a shiny white perfect vehicle. And then we ripped everything out of the middle of it because there was nothing in there that was at all necessary.
Or useful.
Oh, useful. So we made the shiny white thing look pretty cute. And that's the team that helped us install a whole lot of stuff in there. Took the bed out, took the toilet out, took the oven out, took everything that wasn't useful. And that was the team that was helping us put the cages in, and then we put them in the cages because we didn't want to pay them. We basically put everything together in 3 days because we had to be deployed to the fires. So it was a stressful time, and we had people swarming all over the vehicle and basically installing the examination table, the hot boxes, and all the medical supplies. That's us showing off before it actually became full of stuff and dirty. So you can see a couple of the patients now.
Our vets were amazing. Like we had a team of people. Oh, sorry.
It's hard with this too.
Yeah. So, is it on? Yeah. Sorry, didn't know. It was really amazing because we had the van, luckily, but we hadn't preparation. We hadn't got it all ready because, well, we just hadn't had time or the money, and we had the things like the table and everything. So in 3 days, we had everything put in and supplies from everybody. So the members of Sydney Wildlife and one of our vets had to go around and get all the drugs and that. And everybody just worked like all hours, day and night, to get it ready to go down to the fires. So it was just amazing, the support we had. This may be distressing to some people. It's the fires, so look away if you need to.
On the 11th of January in 2020, we set off on our maiden voyage to the fire grounds on the south coast. It was one of the worst hit areas in New South Wales. We were very anxious to help one of our sister organisations, Wildlife Rescue South Coast. The launch was not exactly the celebratory party we'd envisaged, but as we drove down the main road of Terry Hills at 6 a.m, with a convoy of 6 other cars carrying volunteer vets and nurses, we were treated to a wonderful surprise send-off. 2 of our Sydney Wildlife members were on horseback, along with 4 rural firefighter volunteers to lead us through the shopping precinct. Many of the locals lined the streets to wave and cheer us on. Someone even deposited a tray of home-baked goodies through the window for us to eat on our long journey. We drove through ribbons and streamers held by our own very proud Sydney Wildlife members. It was such a moving send-off. actually see some of the amazing organisations that joined us. That was in Lithgow. We had Animals Australia, Wires, Vets Beyond Borders, Vets of Compassion. Yeah, there was a group of us there all together outside the van, which is pretty special. Yeah,
Big team making it all work. Okay, so next slide. Where do I? Okay. So if you play that one, do I just press play again? No, back. Could I have play? Sorry, it's not playing here.
we shouldn't have put so many videos in because
Our team of vets will treat any native wildlife. So if you're wondering how it works, from any registered wildlife group, and some drive hours to see us, which is really amazing. Our board believes that it's more important of the animals than the group they belong, so any group's welcome that's registered. We do it by an appointment system. We book it. We have a receptionist that will book the animals in at a allotted time, and that gives the vets access to the information beforehand. And this information is sent on to the vets the day before so they can read what the history of the animal is and give us information of any special requirements they may need for that day. We have seen up to 17 vets, or 17 patients, sorry, 17 patients in one day, and that's 2 vets working. And if we have time at the end of the day, we will do necropsies, because we feel it's important to see why animals have died, if there's anything that's disease or that anything we can learn from and, do a better job. We also have a lot of help from the Australian Registry of Wildlife, which is just amazing. They've been so supportive and it's just been brilliant.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a super exciting slide. This one pretty much is a list of everything that's in the van. We have numbers on each cupboard in the van and a list of the contents within. This is important for vets and staff who may be volunteering for the first time in the van, because we obviously go to different areas. And so we also have a corresponding list that's in alphabetical order. So if they're looking for gauze, for example, they go to G for gauze, and it gives them the exact location of the cupboard and the number that it's to be found in. So that's helpful. It's also very useful for people with short-term memory loss like Joan.
Yeah, I'm old. It's okay. Been around a long time, very old. So, so we have got other equipment now. That was when we first started up, so that was pretty cool. So now this slide, when we started up, our biggest concern was how could we get a vet to volunteer in our van, not get paid and work on wildlife. It's so hard. So we are very lucky. We now have 9 vets who volunteer with us, which blows me away. And on them, we also have our receptionist, Susan, who does all the bookings for us, Margaret, who's over there, who takes the photos. Now, on our computer system, our Salesforce computer system, we will put the photos of the animals' wounds or whatever in there, because it may not be the same vet that looks at them next time. So it's a very good resource for vets to see that they're getting better, or the wound's getting worse or whatever. So that all works. We have Anne, who's a mediadivert, but you'll hear more about that later from Lindley, and just our wonderful vets and carers that volunteer their time. So on this one, we also have a physio, a lady who comes and does physio on the animals. Thank you, Lindley. See, we are a team. She does physical rehab on the animals. She's using our laser with a monitor that has a few injuries to its back legs, just to help it out. We have a specialist, a vet who specialises in eyes. And the bottom one is our very own Michaela, who's a vet with us, and Emma's also a vet with us, but Michaela comes regularly and volunteers at the van, and she's also our animal welfare officer. So it's just fabulous to see her doing things like that. So yeah, thank you. You got pointed at it.
She's like my older sister. My much older sister. Okay, so we said we would talk to you. We said we'd talk to you guys about MediDivert. So how do we acquire all our medical supplies? Well, one of our volunteer members, Anne, she actually started up a fantastic initiative called MediDivert. She was actually a nurse for 50 years, so she saw a lot of waste happening in hospitals, a human nurse, by the way. So basically what she does is she collects medical goods from hospitals, and she diverts all that away from landfill, and she delivers it to, she brings it to us at the van, and she will also take it to, well, not necessarily take, but she organizes for it to be taken to other organizations that do wonderful things for our wildlife, such as Byron Bay Wildlife Hospital and Southern Cross Wildlife Care, and any veterinary clinic who also helps out with wildlife. They are welcome to any of the medical supplies, and they're all fantastic, unused and sterile. So really good initiative and free. Yeah, super helpful.
If anybody does, animal carers or that, want medical supplies, Anne's email address is on the bottom. It's also in your book. Please contact her. It's free. She would love to get rid of some fluids and everything, but you will have to organise either a pickup or pay for the postage. That's all. She can't afford to do it for everybody. So, but it is free and it is wonderful stuff. Okay, now I've got. Okay, so we wanted to thank everybody, our donors and volunteers, because without them, this ride would not have been possible. We've just had so much help from a lot of people, not government, but a lot of people. So, and I guess what we're trying to say is if you have an idea about doing something, don't stop, just really plod along and try and, you know, get it up and running. You never know what's going to happen. From no vets to 9 vets, it's just amazing, and we're just blown away. And our like, not ours, but the veterinary team that come, they not only come and do their day's work in the van, but they have a little group chat group that they've got, and they will go away after being with us, and there might be an animal they've seen, they're not sure what it is, and they all get on the chat group, and they might be there dinging, your phone dings till 11 o'clock at night while they're discussing it, you know. So they're just absolutely amazing people, and we would like to thank them very much. And we said we'd be quick and non-professional, so thank you.
Definitely non-professional.